Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LG Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Sistas on BET. This is season 9, episode 22. Or 21, sorry. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. Now let's get into this week's episode. All right, y'all. So, we begin the episode where we left off on last week. Andy and Penelope met each other right outside of the stall in the bathroom. They finally square off. I was wondering if the preview was really going to preview and do what it needed to do, and it did. Penelope is still angry. Andy ended up saying F Jordan, as we saw in the last episode, and Penelope really reacted to that. I don't know how I feel about that. It's just like, I know that Andy has apologized and all of that, but it just feels like, Andy, you do hold a greater weight in this situation than what you want to just really admit to and take accountability for, I think. Even though it was like Gary doing stuff, your relationship with Jordan just kind of fizzled out really for no reason. I know it was the writers. I don't know if people said that they weren't really feeling the new Jordan. And I think that that's the reason why Jordan's not even around. Because y'all really were separated from outside sources. But anyways, they're trading, Andy really got her lick in. And I'm talking through the mouth and then also with her hands. Penelope is like, you can't just let things be. You always got to interfere in all these relationships. And Andy was like, well, it seemed like you always want my trash. I think you're going to turn it into treasure. I said, Lord Jesus. Sabrina, who was trying to get Andy up out of there at first, ended up joining in because Penelope was just talking about the people that Andy has screwed over, and then Sabrina was like, well, you ended up sleeping with Rich, Andy, I think, was the first person, because Penelope was antagonizing it, for a fight to happen, and Andy ended up pow. So, Danny's in there already, because Danny at first was just going to let Andy handle it, let stand on her own 2 feet. And then Danny went to go lock that door and said, you ain't going to just threaten my friend. And she let Andy do her business. Penelope had a friend with her. And that friend tried to jump in, and Danny took care of that. Sabrina was cheering on from the back. Until finally, I think, when Sabrina wanted to kind of break it up a little bit, Penelope ended up pushing her or something, and then Sabrina said, oh, no. And then, what? I said, go, Sabrina. Oh, we're so happy that you actually stepped up and wasn't so scared. So I think it's really in you. I think you just choose to not be Earth, if I can say it like that. What would I say also? In the main part of the club, of course, you have everyone wanting to know what's going on. Maurice said, I'm dipping. I don't like all that ghetto-ish, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So he leaves. And everyone else, Pam and Karen and Fatima, they're like, I don't know what's going on. So all of them go outside the club, and then here trails along Danny, Andy, and Sabrina. You can tell that they're high, dry. Are they high yet? I don't know, at least drunk or whatever. And they finally just tell the story that, we were the ones in the bathroom, because they were, all of them that were outside were already commenting on it. And all that good stuff. It's shot o'clock. And the girls say that we're not ready to go home. So they're about to go to a gay club. But before we get there, Danny and Andy actually have a talk finally. And they sort out everything. Andy's problem is that you say things at the most inopportune time. And she's like, I don't really mean that. I just be saying stuff. She said, just sometimes, I don't need it in that moment. And she said, all right. Set a boundary, Andy. That's cool. I don't have problems with adjusting. It's just me being myself. Since Andy said, yes, I know that's just you being yourself. Andy be feeling judged sometimes, and Danny's like, I'm not judging you on a lot of stuff. Does she call out things, I think, that is hard for some of these women to embrace? Yes, I think so. But anyways, they make up, and everything's okay. So they go on to the club. Maurice is there already. Or did Sabrina tell Maurice to come on over there? Now, look, normally, if I would be in an establishment and they're fighting or whatever, and I say it's ghetto, I'm going home. But anyways, they still were locked and loaded. Danny ended up calling the officer. And he comes. And he said, I guess I must really like you if I'm actually wanting to be at a gay club and all that, da-da-da-da-da. The ladies are dancing and all that. Karen confesses to Danny that she's still seeing Ronnie. Danny's like, she don't like it, but look, it's your life. Do what you got to do. He's a lot, and you're just going to have to deal with a lot when it comes to him. So she invited Ronnie to come to the club, and she's waiting for him. All that good stuff. On the other side of town, Mr. Keys, Zach, and Rich, they're still having a discussion about men and women in relationships and how to actually fight for it, and how do you really just keep dealing with women that want you to take accountability so that they can somehow just be the winner in the whole situation. And what was else said? It was something about Mr. Keys asked a profound question throughout all of this discussion, like, would you like a simple relationship, or would you still choose what you have right now? And Zach said, hands down, Fatima all the way. I'm through with the streets. That's just that. I guess it's really true that once you find that one, you're really through with the streets. Rich paused. He didn't really say nothing. Rich is still going to be a complicated situation, because Sabrina still has those eggs that she wants fertilized, and she wants to have these babies. And Damani is the one that did provide the sperm. Is it really worth it, Rich? I don't know how y'all gonna do that. And a male ego is not gonna be able to handle that. Sorry. Sabrina and Andy take an edible. Sabrina had this edible in there for a long time. I think Sabrina actually scarfed it down. Andy had it in. Fatima told her, spit it out. No, you don't want to do that. But anyways, so Sabrina and Andy, who said it? I think it was Karen. No, who was it? It was a guy, I think. I don't know. But anyways, they were both fighting to be the white girl in the club. Those white girls that are free-spirited and just dance in one spot and all that. So Karen goes to the bathroom because she wants to make a call. She calls Aaron. She thinks that Faith is up, but she's not. She's very underestimating Aaron. But I think that now that her mother instincts have kicked in, now she's just kind of protective of Faith. But I think that Karen's going to have to let her guard down or whatever's going on, because Aaron was there when you weren't able to do it. He's got it. She's talking about, she's going to be up pretty soon. She's going to need her milk. How's that? He said, I got it. I got this. So she finally got off the phone. I think this is a unisex bathroom, so another one of the gays. I don't know if you guys have seen this dude, but he's a part of a lot of skits that are on Instagram. The Mean Gays. Really giving a lot of funny, stereotypical mean gay stuff to how they treat friends and people and all that. So anyways, it's the dude who he started out with this chili skit. He's got the beard and stuff. The other one had a bald head and all that good stuff. But anyways, he's got a guest role on there. And he's talking about with his partner, he's about to have a baby. The surrogate one is delivering and wanted to know, how do you know if you're going to be a good parent? And da 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 da. Karen said, no, you're going to make mistakes in the beginning, and that's okay. Hey, you are going to be a great parent after all. They hug it out, blah, 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 blah. Karen, who's really just trying to hold it together because she's high and drunk, she goes into the bathroom. And she's trying to not make herself throw up. So anyway, she's hearing some noises, like some sex noises. And when she sees that they're about to come out the bathroom, she tries to act like she's not hearing those sex noises or was listening. Well, there were two ladies that came out, and then Ronnie came out after. I said, oh, I might be saying his name wrong, but I don't know. Anyways, Ronnie said, as Sabrina was alarmed, "What are you doing?" "I'm having some fun, da 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 da." She said, "I invited you here, so what are you doing?" He said, "Anyway, I'm here with these two lesbians and join the fun." She's like, I don't do that, da 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 da. So then she was like, "Really? Danny said that you were what is it? Not heartache. You were a handful and all that." They're trading insults to each other. He's more like, "Just join the fun, party, da 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 da." Then she tried to insult him by saying, "You probably got something." And he said, "Well, if I do, you got it too." Good, say it back to him. But anyways, so that situation is over with. Fatima does call Zach to say, "Hey, we're going out to another club, da 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 da, but we're not ready to go yet, da 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 da." She kind of gets a rise up out of him about, because he's thinking that he has nothing to worry about because all there is gay dudes at this gay club. And she's like, "Well, not all of them are gay. You know, I think some of them are bi." And then, of course, he gets upset, but not like upset, not crash out upset. So then Fatima does invite everyone to a cookout that they're having for the first time. They're finally letting people come over. Karen and Fatima, they talk. And they kind of go over each other friend. Karen is, and just saying that, you know, Sabrina is the most stable out of the group. She's the strongest and all that. And I don't think that she gives herself the most. She doesn't give herself credit. Da 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 da. Danny, she's cool. She says some off the wall stuff, but she means well. And Andy, she said something about her, but all these are good people. And then, but Karen said, you know, when I'm in Seattle, I want you to take care of the sister circle. Now, I thought Fatima was the fifth one. I thought that they included her. So I would like to know what happened. Like, now she needs... she's been kind of taking care of the sister circle all this time. But anyways, it's kind of like I passed the baton to you to help the sister circle. I said, Lord Jesus. Look, I'm okay with Karen and Fatima finally making peace, but oh my God, they kind of laid it on thick and unrealistic because it's been a rough battle. But I guess when you finally just wave the white flag and all that good stuff, you just stop all the madness and stuff. But I just think, like, oh, okay, y'all just pushing it a little bit further than what it is. Rich and Zach, they leave the scene where Mr. Keys is, and then all of a sudden, Andy's mom comes in. Mr. Keys is still there. So it looks like Mr. Keys and Andy's mom are going to have a little moment. He buys her a drink and all that good stuff. I think he offers it. I can't remember if she actually accepted or not, because she is a part of the church. We shall see. What else happened? Of course, I already talked about Danny and the officer. They're dancing. She grinds up on his thing. He's up in the club and all that stuff. So he's trying hard. I don't even think he's trying right now. Danny's just like, okay. We see in the previews, he comes back to Danny's home and somebody else shows up. We know that's Tony, but whatever. What was I gonna say? That was about it. They do karaoke and they sing "We Are Family." Maurice is up there, Pam is up there, da 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 da. I wonder if Pam is going to play a more intricate role within the sister circle. I think she'll always be kind of an outsider, but kind of always just pop in and out and all that when Karen leaves. But that was kind of the end of it. We have this last episode next week, which I believe is the season finale. We know Karen's gone, and I'm hearing Sabrina's supposed to be leaving. When is she supposed to be leaving? I don't know. But anyways, but that's all I do have. Y'all could tell me what you thought of this episode. Please like this video and you can subscribe. And until the next one, peace.